two, one. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Jim Chester, the host of the podcast Chiro Hustle. And I have the privilege to have Dr. Matthew Walker on the other end of the Facebook Live with me today. Hey, Dr. Matt, thanks for joining me this morning.
What's up, man?
Hey, I had a couple questions with you about a little bit on what we covered during the podcast interview for Chiro Hustle. So first thing is, how did you feel with the whole thing, and what do you think is going to be able to help people with what you said?
You did a great job, man. I really loved your approach with it. I felt at ease the whole time. So you got a lot of great knowledge out of me. There were a lot of things that I think we talked about that wasn't really planned. And I think that's where you get the best out of people, is when they're just going off the cuff and giving you true gold. So tons of things that talked about, business development, a little touch on weight loss, scholarships to become a chiropractor.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So next question for you is, how do you think that your message would relate to other people that are chiropractors? Because I know a lot of people might not know exactly who Dr. Matt Walker is.
Yeah.
How did your chiropractic story start, and maybe share a little bit about what you shared in the podcast with people?
Sure thing. So I'm a first generation chiropractor. There's no other chiropractors or even doctors in my family at the time that I graduated from chiropractic school. So I think there's probably plenty of people out there that can relate to that. They don't have any doctors in their family or chiropractors. So it was kind of finding my way. I didn't have a lot of leadership per se from family or a mentor. I did find chiropractic in a unique way, like I think most of us do. I had an injury playing football when I was about 19, 20 years old, and Dr. Polishidi adjusted me and restored function to my neck so I could play football again. And it happened within like a week time frame, which was crazy to me at the time, because, the athletic trainers basically told me I needed to get an MRI and try some rehab and whatnot and some medication. And I probably wasn't going to play the rest of the season, which was, 19 years old and thinking you're going to be a breakout football player for your small school. You don't want to hear something like that. So she opened my eyes to chiropractic. And I think that's the way a lot of people find their way into chiropractic. They just have a life-changing moment like I did. So hopefully I can relate to them there. And then finding my way. And I had a different background coming from business. I had to take a bunch of prereq classes after my 4-year degree so that I could get into chiropractic school. Taking night classes while I worked for a Fortune 50 company. But I was able to take that Fortune 50 company information and translate that into business modeling. So I think that I can provide some value to people out there trying to model their business so that they're more profitable, run a more efficient business, able to spend more time with your families, which is what it's all about too. You want to help people, but you don't want to do it at the expense of not being able to hang out with your own loved ones.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of docs jump into that pool and kind of look for a life preserver when it comes to their time. They jump out there and they're like, well, I don't know how to swim anymore, and I don't have time, and I don't have valuable time with people. And I think that that's a big concern with busy people. I know that we talked a little bit about where you are today. So talk a little bit about where you are. And I know that you just had a transition with doing some Ironman training, and you just got out to Ohio. So let people know a little bit about what's inside the vault and what you've been up to.
Yeah. I moved to Ohio about 4 months ago now. My wife's from here, so it was great to move and have family support. We had practices and businesses in Chicago, which we still have some ownership interest in, but we've pretty much sold our chiropractic clinics there. And now we're working on expanding our weight loss business, our model there. Potentially going to take some consulting and help some young docs build their clinics, show
cool.
them the financial modeling that I've created, how we've built an efficient business. But I also think it's important that people understand the end of it all. So they feel like they've got some control in their financial freedom. So when I consult with people, I like to offer valuable insight in setting up retirement